I don't want to say the same thing that I always say, so we're just going to start off with this. Y'all, it's another edition of Chase and Ben with the Dish. Oh no, it's stuck in my head now. Welcome back to another episode of The Dish with Chase and Ben. My name is Ben.
I'm Chaz.
I did it.
There you go.
Guys, if you can hear a little bit of rumble tumble in the background, it's because the dryer's going.
Ben's
That's
hungry.
all. I was going to come up with something. Look how giant my hand looks.
I'm throwing these socks away.
Wide angle lenses, baby.
I'll throw these away.
Throw them away. Guys, we have a very special intro to this episode. Chase got something very exciting in the mail, and I'll let him tell you all about the vile thing that he's about to do.
It's not vile. It's
So
good. It's really
vile.
good. There's a pickle company that's like a good company, I guess, and it's called Jersey Pickles, and they have a website, and you can like get. They have like a bunch of other things that are not pickles that they pickle, and they had pickled green tomatoes.
It's a whole tomato.
It's a tomato. If you're watching the video, it's in my hand right now.
You can see it. If you're not watching it, why aren't you watching it?
It's
We
like
put this
pretty
everywhere
good
for you to
sized
watch.
tomato. It's like the size of like a handball, right?
You said that to me earlier.
And I
I don't
watched-
think handball is popular enough for people to know what that is.
It's probably a little bit bigger than a golf ball.
Yes. It's between a golf ball and a tennis ball.
Yeah, this is a pickle in comparison.
A pickle slice, a
Just,
pickle
you know,
medallion.
This is your standard medallion pickle, I'd say for sure. And I watched a video on them, and they're like apparently really crisp and crunchy.
Crispy, crunchy.
I'm gonna eat one.
Crispy cracker.
You're gonna have to narrate because I'm gonna go down and eat it. So you're gonna have to like.
No,
break
I want
it
you
out.
to eat it in the microphone and piss people off.
Well, then you're gonna have to hold the plate for me so I don't drip it on my pants.
Fine.
Yeah, that'll be good. All right, hold on a second.
I also-
here you can wipe my lips.
I don't think I'm gonna do that for you.
You're like, wait, you're bleeding. Let's try the pickle first because the pickle is
Why is it so
Go
wet?
like this.
It's like I'm piercing your tongue.
Pickle is the one that's the easy one. Here we go.
Go ahead, girl. It's crispy crunchy, but not the crispiest crunchiest.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty
Not spicy.
Spicy pickle?
Ooh, yeah, it's got a
Are there pickles in with the tomatoes?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's
yeah,
also from the
this
same
is-
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, give it a big crunch. I'm not going to say anything. Oh, gross. She's juicy.
Oh.
Is it yum tea, yum tea? Eh. Okay, I don't want to touch this anymore.
I have it.
Oh, it burns my nose.
Give it to me.
This side of my nose, it burns. That okay? We gotta stop. We gotta
Oh
stop.
my
We gotta
God.
stop. We gotta stop. We gotta stop. We gotta stop. Giving you shivers. Ewy.
It's good, dude.
Oh, my whole body.
It's super good.
You're gonna eat the whole thing right now? Not the while you're trying to eat it. Oh my gosh, what a beast! Oh, you really gotta suck the bones dry, Chase. Give it some dignity. You're gonna have to go wash after that. It got on my pants. I have to wear these pants for 2 more days. Oh gosh, maybe we should call it quits now. Oh, I don't like pickles.
That was like an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it was really good. It's spicy, but not like whole. But it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Ooh, that
There's
was
probably
really
peppercorns and stuff in it. That'd be
Ooh.
yummy.
That was
Well,
really
cool. What was the brand again?
Jersey Pickles.
Jersey Pickles.
Sponsor me.
Sponsor me. Don't sponsor me. I don't like that very much.
Ben's vegan, so he don't
am
eat no
vegan.
pickle.
I am vegan. I would
Okay.
eat pickles. I don't like them. The only pickles I like, they're called Milwaukee kosher dill pickles. They're the only brand I like, which is funny because I don't like Milwaukee, the city. So,
What does that have to do with anything?
okay, cool. Well, we're just gonna keep on moving here. Gosh, trying to make conversation with you.
Okay. You're like that, like an unhoused person on a bench outside talking to me right now.
Not unhoused.
Nonsense.
Not unhoused. What did you do today?
Today,
You got a whole bunch of clothes in the mail.
I got some pants in the mail, and I also went to the gym at 5 in the morning.
What?
I thought about my arm muscles.
You're on your new morning grind, and I like that.
I know.
You still call me the same time, but you've been awake for 3 hours, where I've been awake for 2 seconds.
It's true.
You're funny.
And yeah, so I did that, and then I got home. I walked the doggies, made breakfast for everyone,
Heck
and
yeah.
then I made hash browns this morning. with those Japanese sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
They were good. On the
I
on
want
the
to try that.
flat top.
I want
ooh,
to
it
try
was
that.
good.
That sounds delicious.
It was crispy. They cook faster than a standard potato.
Oh, they do.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that. That's
yeah,
cool.
I would learn that today on the hard way, kind of. But
The hard
but it was good.
It's crispy. It's
they were
crispy
really
crunch
good.
cracker.
Yeah, they were good. And
sounds
then
delicious.
I just kind of did a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Then Evelyn and I went to some stores we have to get some blinds for our new house. So we're going to get some for the bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
Those ones are
yeah.
weird. They put those, they just did a terrible job.
Yeah,
So
that's tough.
it's fine. So we're going to get those, but we of course struck out and we're just going to get them on Amazon tonight.
I try not to go to
Whatever.
Amazon for
I know.
everything,
I was
but like
trying to be more-
sometimes, like, how can I not?
And it's like, I get why. Like for most things, I could see like having stores for, but like certain things, it's like you shouldn't even carry this in a store at this point.
There's just too many
it's too
different, like,
specialized.
yeah,
there's
exactly.
too many sizes.
Exactly.
There's just too many. Like it's so vast online, you can find everything. So it's just
Yeah.
like I don't know, it just seems weird. But anyways, we did that, and then we went to Target.
Oh, my favorite.
And we got these really cool hangers that are like pant hangers, but they're like multiple ones, and they like come out so you can like pull. It's
Oh, okay.
really nice. Yeah, it's really nice. And we got some of those, and we got like a bunch of other grocery stuff, and then
Just
we
a
came
busy
home.
day for you guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then we
Holy
came
cow.
home. I went through my PQs. I did like a bunch of stuff.
You were sweating. You broke a sweat doing this.
And fed the puppy dogs. And now I'm doing this with you. What about you?
Okay. I went to work today, but before I went to work, I woke up, talked to my friend Chase on the phone, ate breakfast. I went for a walkie this morning. I loved it. It was very nice. I have an
beautiful day,
earlier morning tomorrow, so I'm not going to be able to go on a walk tomorrow morning, but I'll go on a walk before bells tomorrow night, which I like. I'm trying to so y'all might have noticed this last episode. I have my Apple Watch back. Now, me and the Apple Watch have I forgot Nana was outside. Me and the Apple Watch have a very fiery rapport between each other because Apple Watches can't see through tattoos. So I am actually in the process of getting tattoo removal on my wrist, so I can wear my Apple Watch easier.
This isn't a joke.
This is not a joke. If you're anywhere near close to me, this is such a serious thing that I've been going through. God bless Chase and God bless Casey. No, it's been, I feel like it's more of an issue for you guys. Everyone who has to listen to me talk about it all the time. But yeah, so I'm getting some tattoos removed on my wrist so I can actually wear it. But until then, I can place it in a very specific spot and it works. And I my brain needs my Apple Watch to help me stay active and stay focused on my weight loss journey. Which Clabe came in today and he's like, "You lost even more weight than last time I saw you." And I was like, "Thank you so much." But it just helps remind me to stay active. And I'm just the kind of person, I didn't have video games growing up, but I like achieving things and making goals and setting them and hitting them. And it helps that some technology is involved. So I I have the rings. I got to close my rings. So I got to do 30 minutes of exercise a day. So on my days off, I'm going to the gym. That's easy. But on my days where I work, I don't go to the gym. So I have to go for a walk or something. So usually on Thursdays, I'll go to work all day, get some food on my way to my church, eat food in the church's parking lot, and then go for a walk around downtown Royal Oak. And then I go play bells. I play bells for my church. So
Silver bells.
Silver bells. They're actually brass. So,
You got them brass bells, my bye.
I don't think that last sound was a word, but okay.
My bye.
My but yeah, so I woke up, I walkied, I went to work. I had a very busy day. I saw my good friend Clabe Cook and his wonderful girlfriend Juliana, I believe her name is.
Nice
Juliana. I think it's
nice
Juliana.
name.
She's one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. I pierced the other side of her nose and she was just a hoot and a holler and a half. I loved seeing them. It's Clabe's, I believe, birthday coming up soon. So they're doing a flash day. I don't know if it's his birthday or they're celebrating the shop or something.
He's what, 53?
I wish. No, I think he's my age, maybe a little older. But yeah, they're doing a flash day. I would tell everyone to go to it, but it happened yesterday, so you can't.
Okay.
Unless you see it.
Great job.
It's all my fault.
Jean jacket.
Is it for his birthday? Hey, you tattoo. CJ's birthday flash day extravaganza, yeah. So it's for Clabe's birthday.
We are doing questions too? That's crazy.
Yeah, I came up with the questions.
God.
They're garbage, but they're okay. They're going to be quick ones. I'm bad at it.
That's fine.
But yeah, I just had a really busy day. There's no way you guys will be able to see it, but I'm going to try to show it. This is one of my favorite business cards ever. This is CJ's business card. Let me try to show you. It's not going to focus.
That looked really good.
It's not going to focus. I'm so
good.
sorry. It literally just says CJ Cook on one side, and on the other side, it just says catch me if you can.
Let me show you. It looks like a white piece of paper with literally like this.
Let me show you. See it? It's just like it's
Come get him, dude.
Catch me if you can, baby.
Catch him if you can.
But
I'm gonna have to get Shawnee in a second.
Well, you should also go wash your hands because you just mouth harass that tomato.
I'm fine. They're good.
Okay.
They've been purified.
Are you gonna go grab her?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll intro the movie.
Okay, cool. I'll be right back. Do you need anything while I'm up?
Why are you saying it like that? You're like yelling at me. Okay, cool. I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine, thank you. Guys, this is how I've wanted it ever since we started this episode. This whole podcast, 4 seasons ago, I wanted to do the whole thing myself. I don't need you. Oh my gosh. I look over. There's a mannequin head over there. And I look over and I thought there was just a person sitting over there. Our producer scared me so badly. Beatrice. Oh my gosh. She scared the heck out of me. So to try to get back on topic now that we're 12 minutes into this, the movie that we're talking about today is called The Perfect Host. It came out in 2010. It's a cool hour and 32 minutes. Why are you getting more food to eat on the podcast, Chase?
You know it's my time to have a snack.
You're getting peckish. I should have brought those cookies for us. I forgot.
You narc?
You narc. The Perfect Host right now is streaming on Max and the Roku channel. So if you have a Roku TV, you can watch it on there. If you don't, you should have Max. It's a great movie. I would let Chase read the synopsis, but he's getting ass deep in an ice cream sandwich right now.
It's good, too.
It's good.
It's good.
It's
I can't
good.
even see this crap.
It's literally a 17-inch computer. How can you not see it?
I'm old.
You are old. Where are your goggles?
I don't know. Yeah.
When you finish chewing, can you tell us the synopsis
I
of this
can.
movie?
Just take it easy now, Louise.
Louis, take it easy, Louis.
Okay. So there's an on-the-run convict, and he's looking for like temporary housing because he just robbed a bank, basically. And he finds himself in like a really crazy situation with somebody that like he ends up like heading I don't want to say heading
Going head to head with.
I guess yeah.
Definitely not what he signed up for.
No, yeah, definitely not.
You can read this word for word if you want. The synopsis can be word for word.
I know, I was just thinking about it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Going off script.
Hey, I'm down with it.
Go
I'm
ahead.
down
Go
with the
ahead with your
remix.
fun facts.
I'll go over some fun facts here, and I'll let you continue mouth harassing food on the podcast. Golly. You just eat so much while we're on the podcast. Oh, cool. At least you're being dainty and demure about it. Okay, cool. Very mindful, very demure. Oh my gosh.
You're really mean to me. He's shaming me. He's shaming me.
I just wish you would eat less. You eat too much, you fat whale. It's so funny because it's so backwards.
Hey.
Some fun facts. This movie was filmed in October of 2008. I was in high school at the time. I was a freshman in high school.
I'm glad for that.
It was filmed over 17 days, and the film only had a budget of $500,000. Which, if you think about it, there's not really any effects, and it's really good. Like, it has a pretty big cast. Really, there's like 4 main sets
I was
that
gonna say,
they're
like,
in.
it's mostly in the house.
Nothing had to be created. It's in a house, it's in a bank, it's in a parking garage, and it's in a police station.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah.
And they
And
did a
those
great
are
job
really
with it.
short scenes other than the house.
Yeah, the house is where the main
Yeah,
things
yeah.
happen. John, what's his name? John Taylor,
Jan.
the main. Aw, Clay texted me.
Clip.
John has a tattoo on his hand, and it contains 3 different Hebrew letters, which are the initials for Ura, Riva, Yarivi. And that is a Kabbalah term that means absolute certainty and is supposed to enhance confidence and belief. So it's like interesting. I don't think that the actor actually has that tattoo. I think it was like a plot point that he had that. But I thought it was really interesting to use like Hebrew characters for this character, for his tattoo. It doesn't really like, he like never says that he's Jewish or anything like that, but I just thought it was like a nice little like nod. I think it's cool that they added that in there.
That's cool.
Just a little something to like deepen the character.
Tattoos.
I'm addicted to ink.
You're an ink guy, so
remember?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. The Perfect Host is an expansion of a Nicholas Tomnay short film called The Host from 2002. I looked it up. It's like 26 minutes long. It looks very similar, which is cool.
The Host?
Yeah. Oh. It's a short film called The Host.
Okay.
It's really cool. I want to watch it, but I wasn't streaming on anything. I'm sure I could find it on YouTube.
There's a Japanese movie called The Host.
I searched The Host on IMDb, and so many other things came up.
Yeah. It's about like a underwater monster. Yeah.
Oh.
It looks good. Yeah, it looks good.
I'm down.
Yeah, we can watch it.
I'm terrified of underwater stuff, though. Oof. This is also David Hyde Pierce's first lead starring role in a feature film after gaining notoriety from Frasier. You said he's Frasier's brother?
Yeah. Niles.
That's cool. Niles Frasier. Mm-hmm. Is Frasier his first name or his last name?
Last.
What's Frasier's first name? Bilius?
No, I'm sorry. No, it is his first name. His name is Frasier Crane.
Okay.
And his brother is Niles Crane.
That sounds...
Frasier Crane is a psychiatrist that has a radio station, and people call in, and he gives them it's really funny. It's a good show. It's a very dry show, but it's really good. Yeah.
One of my favorite YouTubers, his favorite show is Frasier.
It's funny.
And actually, the name of his channel is based off of a Frasier character, I believe. The show is called Binging with Babish. Is there a character in Frasier named Babish?
Yeah.
I think I've sent you his videos before. The man who is behind Binging with Babish, his name is Andrew Ray. He's like a self-taught cook, and he makes food from TV and film.
Right.
So it's really interesting.
Cool.
They've kind of expanded to like this like universe of like there's a couple different chefs or cooks on this YouTube channel, and they do a lot of different stuff. Like there's Binging with Babish, which is with Andrew Ray, and he usually does. I think he does. An episode every 2 weeks. Okay. And then there's Anime with Alvin. It's Alvin Yu. He used to work for BuzzFeed, and he does like food from anime and video games, I think. And then there's Anything with Alvin, where if he just finds a food video that he likes, he recreates it, which is cool. But it's really interesting. I think it's really cool just to listen to people talk. I love watching cooking videos and cooking shows. Like my family grew up on Food Network, so we loved it.
That's cool.
We're going all over the place in this episode. I love it. Yeah, I'm having a blast. I'm like happy about it. It's okay. But yeah, those are my fun facts.
That's exciting.
Let's pop into the movie. How do you want to hit us with part un?
Yeah. So basically, Jan, he looks like that kid that's in House of Wax, but he's not that guy. He's a different guy, but
Jared
he does
Padalecki?
look like that guy.
Or who? Jared Padalecki or
the
the
guy
other
that's
one?
in Supernatural.
Jared Padalecki. Let me say his name one more time. Jared Padalecki.
Padalecki. Okay. Anyways, John, a fugitive. He has this like gnarly gash on his foot, and he robbed a bank, and he's running from the police.
They never really explained how he got the gash on his foot.
No, but I mean, like
he's like
obviously
injured.
It's a getaway injury. Obviously,
he just got done robbing the bank when we see him first.
But it's like a pretty good gash.
Oh, it's bad.
It's like 3 inches or 4 inches long. It's pretty big.
It's bleeding through his Converse.
Yeah. And basically, like, he stole money from a bank. I think it's $300,000, which is like a good amount of money. That's not that much.
It's 2010.
Okay,
It's 14
so
years
it's like
ago.
probably like $500. $500,000 in 2010.
And like the reason he steals his money, we kind of find out a little bit later. He steals it for like his girlfriend's like medical bills.
She's like, she's sicky.
She's got something going on with her.
Sicky.
Yeah,
her stomach is all like, ooh.
She's sicky.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like going through it. So he's like, okay, I'll go back to my life of crime and I'll steal for
Yeah,
you.
because he already is a convicted felon.
Convicted. Yeah, and he went to jail for a little bit.
Right, exactly. So, and it kind of just like that movie. I feel like it kind of starts it right away.
It jumps right into it. He's literally on the run immediately.
Like helicopters and like he's on TV everywhere, and like he's got like a hat and a wig on and sunglasses. Like it's like that kind of thing. His foot's bleeding everywhere. Like it's like a whole thing, right? Like
it's a whole big thing.
Yeah. And basically, like, he needs to get supplies, so he goes to, like, a convenience store to get, like, alcohol and bandages and
like
things
stuff
like
to,
that.
like, try to, like, fix his foot so he can keep going.
Yes. Unfortunately for him, he's kind of, like, participating unknowingly in like a burglary. He's getting everything ready, and like this girl comes in and she starts like sticking up the store. But he ends up, of course, because he's there. She's gonna want his wallet and like his stuff too.
Yeah, he is like fully a victim.
So it's just like
robbery,
he just happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong
place, wrong time.
But it seems like his day could not get worse than it already has. You know what I mean? Yeah. So she takes all of his things. And like he has the upper hand on her for a minute, and then she just kind of runs away. So it's like, I don't know.
He also has a gun.
He should have just shot her in the back.
Seriously, she comes in, sticks up the store. He then is like, "Listen, I'm just trying to get out of here." And she's like, "Nope, give me your wallet." So he ends up giving her his wallet, and then pulls a gun on her. She runs out of there with his wallet and all the money, and then he ends up just like having to leave. Mm-hmm. Because then the store owner tries to defend himself and pulls a gun on him. There's so many guns. It's just nonsense. It's just crazy. A bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, it's insane. It's a wild time. Anyways.
I'd say so.
So he gets out of that situation relatively quickly, and then he finds himself in like a suburban area in a neighborhood.
Yeah, like wealthy suburban.
Really nice neighborhood. Yeah, like sprawling ranches and like just really nice. And he's like knocking on doors and like being like, "Oh, I got mugged and I lost my plane ticket," and like everything like a homeless person tells you. When they're asking
trying
you for
to
money.
like just gain access.
Like anything that he can, and like this lady is like, "No, I'm good. Like we're good." He claimed to be Jehovah's Witness. Like it was like a whole.
She's like, "Nope, you don't follow Jehovah. You're out."
He's just like going door to door, being like super nefarious. Like right, like so, like it's just like not like, and everyone can like smell his aura. Like at this point, like it's like obviously like. Everyone wasn't born yesterday, right? Like
he's not pulling the wool over anyone's eyes.
What is going on, right? Yeah, and but he ends up going through this guy's mail and like finding a postcard from like a different country. I think it was Australia.
Was it Australia? I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so,
and it was like basically like it was this person that lived there is a friend of his that was writing to him. So he's like, "Oh, cool! I can just like claim to be this person's friend that's visiting and like got like mugged at the airport and stuff, and then he'll let me in." So he like goes up to the door and like that's what happens.
He uses the story,
right? And he gets welcomed in because this guy is like super nice. He's like very kind and sweet and like well put together. His house is like impeccable. It's really
super nice house.
Yeah, like so, like he's just kind of like weaseling with his way into this guy's house, and this guy is being like pretty much like nothing but hospitable.
He's super
welcoming.
welcoming.
I mean? Like yeah,
because like he mentioned his friend's name. Like he like mentioned. I was like, "Oh, I was just with homegirl in Australia." He's like, "Oh my gosh, well come on in. Like I'll help you out. That's totally fine." She gave you my name. We were supposed to connect. Like absolutely, come in. I'll help you out. That's so terrible. Like he's just like being really nice because how else would you be in this situation?
Exactly. Yeah. So it was just really weird, and basically. Yeah, he's like, I'm having dinner with my friends. He's like prepping food already. So he's
like kind of like put out, but he's like, like I'm having a dinner with some friends, but I mean, like, I feel so bad. He just got mugged. Like, you can just like stay here. Like, that's totally fine. Yeah, you stay for dinner. Yeah.
And that's like the first like third of the movie. Like basically like
sets it up. He found
and you
a
kind of
place.
like you already are like, God, like that sucks. This guy is like really, really nice. And like he, this of course it's gonna be this guy. Like that's gonna, you know what I mean? Ugh, it just bums me out.
This poor
like,
guy is getting like the
he's
wool
just
pulled
so
over his
kind.
eyes.
Yeah,
he's very kind.
Do you want to do your question and then I will do a pop quiz for you?
I say
I have a cool pop quizzy.
I say
served
yes.
up,
Let's
ready
do
for
that.
go.
I'll do that first. So
Okay,
I'll
go
ask you
ahead.
my question. So my question, let's say you're in John's situation.
Yeah.
You just robbed a bank. You stole $300,000. Nothing.
That's not chump change,
Dude, you found that between the couch
I don't care.
cushions.
Yeah, I don't care about anything, dude.
Which of these like two routes would you follow? Would you either kind of do what he does, knock on the door, like try to like get in with these strangers and just be like, oh, well, I'll just like play it off like, oh my God, I got mugged. Somebody please help me. Or would you try to be like way more low key about it and like stay off the roads, try to be a lot more secretive and just like get to where you're going and like follow the plan? Like what would be your like goal? Like how would you kind of get out
Because
of there?
like we live in Michigan, I would say that I would like just go somewhere where there are woods and I would just go into the woods and I would wait it out for a couple days.
Yeah.
And then I would like come out and like go where I needed to go.
Yeah.
I don't think I would go anywhere like he did, and I definitely wouldn't knock on people's doors. Granted, this is in 2010. It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But also, like, I feel like the odds of you getting someone that is like that like gullible is pretty low.
Yeah.
I would say nowadays. Like, I just feel like that would be highly unlikely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless it was like an elderly person or someone with like mental illness. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Which it would be sad. So I don't know. So I think that like I would probably not. But the thing is this is the factor really quick is this guy is not like when we're talking about this guy, he is like a loser. Like he's it's not like he's like, I'm just gonna like do this. Like he's totally okay with like, I'm gonna go into a house, I'm gonna kill that homeowner, and he literally says it to him. He's like, I'm gonna eat all your food, I'm gonna like use all your things, and then I'm gonna go. And it's like, yeah, so like I'm not like that, so like it's a little different.
He's not
But
worried about that.
Yeah, this guy is not going there because like he's like just gonna hang out for a night and like go. He's like 100% okay with like, I'm gonna go there, you're gonna let me in. Then I'll kill you so no one knows. Then your body will just rot here and I'll just eat all your food and stuff. And then I'll, like, once everything dies down, I'll leave. And then your neighbors will smell you. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like that. Like, that's messed up, right?
Yeah.
Like, so, and that's just something that is really important about this movie. And I want to, like, mention that really quick. This is a build-up to something else. This is, like, kind of, like, you kind of have to, like, when you're watching the movie, it almost forces you to recognize that this guy is like a lowlife.
Super much
He's
so.
like a super inconsiderate, super selfish, super narcissistic person, and like he just is like okay with trampling over anybody to get to like what he needs to do to like get the job done. It's just like how we talked about John Q, like going back to that. Like, I don't care that your girlfriend's sick. Like, this is nothing justifies you like doing any
you don't
of
get
this.
to go
You're
out
not
and
more
be like
special
this
than
now.
anybody
Yeah.
else. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you're probably going to get sick one day just like anybody else too. Like, and so it's like that would be crazy, like, to act like that every time someone got sick,
Yeah.
right? Like, so yeah, so there's that. So that's what I would say.
I feel you on that.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm kind of the same way as you. I don't think I would ever like try to like lay low like in the woods for days. Like, we learn a little bit later, like there is a plan set up. Like there's like a drop point and he's supposed to meet somebody somewhere. Like they're supposed to do all that. So I would just like lay low to the point where like I'm like getting a new vehicle here and there. Like I'm trying to like, he also, something that is smart with him kind of being in the public eye, he can find out what like the news knows about him. The news knows his description. They know the description of his car. So it's like, okay, cool. Get rid of the car, change my description, and just like be able to be out and about and like be fine.
Right.
So like, I think I would do that. I would try to lay low as much as possible. Like, change my car immediately. Just try to be as inconspicuous as possible and just get to the next like safe place. I'm not trying to create my own safe place. I'm trying to go to where has already been a safe place, like my house. Or, well, that's the thing. Can't really go to his house because they know it's him.
Right.
So, like, I would just, like, me being me, I wouldn't like. I would have safe houses. I would have like places where I could go that have like supplies that I could like
Sure.
refuel
Yeah.
and figure it out and go from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would never in a million years involve strangers.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like
Yeah.
he is not a charming enough person
Not
to
at
like
all.
kind of play
Yeah.
this off.
And he's like bleeding and injured. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just like,
If someone's bleeding
Yeah.
on my doorstep, you're gone.
yeah,
like, get out. I
he's
am not
very-
helping
yeah,
you.
No, it's like you're knocking on the door. You're a man. You're alone. You have like an unprepossessing like
In like
know,
a rich neighborhood.
yeah. It's just like I don't know, whatever.
yeah. No, I'm
No
super
way.
not about it.
But you know what I do have though? I do
Hit me
have.
with
I have.
that.
I have like a little peculiar.
Hit me with that
I have a
pop
little
quiz.
peculiar. Let's do. This is shocking. Let's go. Okay, cool.
Go ahead, girl.
All right. So speaking of bank robbery,
Yeah.
okay, ready for this?
Hit me with
All
it.
right. How often do people get away with bank robbery nowadays?
Oh,
And I'm gonna hit-
nowadays.
yeah, right. So this is a real average. This is like a statistic, a real
Okay.
statistic. How often do people get away with bank robbery? It is A, 15% of people. B, 85% of people. C, 32% of people. Or D, 60% of people.
Now I have a follow-up question.
Go ahead.
By get away with bank
Like
robbery?
they're never caught after this.
Never caught?
caught,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, because I was going to say, if you go into a bank, you can hand them a note that says, I have a bomb in my bag, give me all the money.
Right,
And they will
yeah.
give you the money and you will walk out of there.
Right, yeah.
But then you're almost definitely getting caught afterwards. I would say maybe 32%. I like that percentage.
C?
32%. It's like, I think a lot of people think robbing banks is a lot more like successful than it is, but like I think you're getting caught afterwards for sure.
For sure. I got you.
What is the correct answer?
That is incorrect.
Okay.
This is crazy. The answer is D. 60% of people. This is
Excuse me.
This
Let's go
is,
rob a
and,
bank.
And this is what it says. Okay, so it says this is interesting. So it says the clearance rate for robbery is one of the highest of all crimes, at nearly 60%. The urban location of the crime also contributes to its output of repeat victimization.
Dang.
Measure and it just basically is like goes on to tell you like it depends on where it is, how many times like that same crime will probably like this. You know, you've heard of like the same liquor store on a corner will be like
I have a
robbed
funny story
5
for
times,
this,
right?
yeah.
Like so it's like
Yeah.
that's so it's all factored into that. But like 60% of all like robbery like that will be Isn't that interesting?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was shocked at how high it was.
That is crazy.
60. That's a lot.
I was like, if you
That's
just rob a
lot.
bank, yeah, you're getting away with it, but for like how long? You're gonna
Yeah,
get
no,
caught.
yeah.
60%.
60%.
Dude, let's rob a bank.
That's what I said to Nev. I was like, what
Yeah.
are we doing right now? Yeah.
What bank would you rob? What location? I'm robbing the Comerica by our old shop. They're s-
Comerica?
Yeah, they're so nice there, and they're all like old
I'd probably
women.
do like a. I don't want to get caught. Like I feel like they wouldn't pursue you if you went with like a low grade bank. You know what I mean? Like a Citizens. I don't know. They'd go after you for Citizens.
Our community
Yeah,
bank.
you know what I
in
mean?
downtown where I live.
Yeah,
the
you know what I
Catholic,
mean? Like
the Catholic
you know,
bank.
I'm not going after Chase. You know what I mean? Chase has got a team of lawyers. I'm going after. I'm going after like Joe Schmo Bank. Right.
Oh,
That's where I'm
cool.
going.
Joe A. Bank. Joseph A. Bank.
Joe A. Schmo A. Bank.
Okay. It's funny that you say that. Like specific banks and like specific businesses will be robbed like frequently.
Yes.
My dad, when he was a young lad, he worked at a Little Caesars. And one night when he wasn't at work, the Little Caesars got robbed at
Yeah.
gunpoint. They came in, they're like, give me all the money in the till. They took all the money out, gave it to him. They closed down for the rest of the night. They were like, yeah, we have no money. So the next day, it's kind of hard for like a franchise to like recoup that amount of cash.
Yeah.
So they didn't have like, they had like no cash in the drawer. And my dad came in, he was working. A guy came in and robbed them again. Held him a gun and said, give me all the money in the till. My dad says, I am not shitting you, dude. We just got robbed yesterday. We literally have no cash. He's like, you serious? He's like, yeah. He took all the pizza and left.
He's got to have something. He's not going to leave
He can't walk
empty-handed.
away with nothing.
Yeah, did that guy get caught?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Probably not. It was the the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, he's the
That's not late
percentage,
70s, early 80s, early to mid 80s.
He's
Yeah,
contributing to that high percentage.
Yeah, so they like robbed him. They took all the money. They robbed them again, and he's like, "Listen, man, I don't have any money." But it's so my dad.
Yeah.
Being like so like put together enough to be like, one day too late.
Yeah, right.
Somebody already robbed us.
Like, my bad, dude. That's really funny. Oh,
That's
JS.
crazy.
Strong JS.
That's funny. Sneaking into part 2 here, part 2 of the movie. This is where it starts
dude.
getting wackadoo. Wackadoo.
Go ahead, girl.
So Warwick, the guy whose house breaks into, Warwick learns John's true identity from a radio broadcast. They're like sitting at the table talking, and like John's trying to listen to the radio because he hears they're talking about him on the radio, and he gets like really shitty to Warwick. He's like, "Shut up! I'm trying to listen to this." And Warwick's like, "You will not speak to me like that in my house." He gets real uppity, and it's like, "Okay, calm down, dude." So he like Warwick finally finds out like what John is about, and it's like really like
tense.
It's super tense.
Very tense.
That's when he starts saying, he's like, "I will kill you in cold blood. I'm going to eat all of your food. I'm going to sleep in your bed, and then I'm going to pee in your bathroom and leave tomorrow. And like no one will ever find you. And like it's going to be months, and your neighbor is going to complain about the smell. Like that's crazy."
Yeah, right.
She's like, boom, boom, boom. So he's like really, really gnarly about it.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of sitting there, and John's kind of like collecting himself, and he's drinking this wine that Warwick gave him because he's like a dinner party guest. And he like keeps drinking it, and he starts realizing, he's like, wait a second, like there's something in this wine. And he ends up passing out. And when he wakes up, he's tied to the chair.
It's a cheeky little number, isn't it?
He's tied to the chair, and then Warwick is like in the middle of his dinner party, but all of his guests are in his head.
They're all invisible.
They're invisible.
Yeah.
He's got like, it's not multiple personalities.
Like eating
he's
their
seeing
food.
these people, and he's like, "Oh, how's the lamb?" And he eats some of the lamb. And he's like, "Oh, you're enjoying your food." He's going around. And he's just like insane.
Yeah, and also too, really quick though, because we talked about touching base on this.
Yeah.
The way this is shot is really interesting because like. At first, you do see the people, and the real people.
You
at
like
the table.
see him wake up. You see all the people at the table.
and it's
Warwick
like
is talking
they're
to them.
gabbing, and like it's like it's a party. It's like a happy dinner party. But then when you see it from Warwick's perspective, no one is there.
It cuts to John,
music,
so you
nothing.
see John kind of reacting to it, and then it cuts back, and like Warwick is just like going around like pretending to
eating
be
the
these
food,
people.
and like it's so well done in that
So
way.
uncomfy.
Yeah, and it's hilarious. But
John
it's,
just like opens
so
his eyes.
weird.
I'm watching this. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
It was so gross.
But continue. Sorry. Yeah.
No, you're fine. He like comes to and he's like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" So like Warwick just starts like kind of giving it to John. He's like terrorizing him all night. He's like he basically shows him this scrapbook of like all the other dinner parties he's had where he's murdered somebody.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's interesting because like I think this is the point he was trying to make with John is like it's a process.
Yeah.
In the book, so like it'll be like this is what he looked like at midnight.
This is what we did at
3.
midnight.
This is what he did at 6.
Midnight 3 and 6.
Yeah.
And he kills them at 6 a.m.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So and he's showing him this, so he's like basically like, you know, you don't want to get to 6. Like you're not, you know what I mean? Like, and so he knows now what he has like an impending sense of doom.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
for
Like
sure.
at this point, you know what I mean?
Which is just like such kind of like a mind like screw, because like, I mean, this is like I wouldn't say career criminal, but he's obviously like already like, John has robbed places before. He's been to jail. Like he's already a criminal. And like he just like so quickly and so easily snuck right back into this life over like $300,000.
Yeah.
And like this is what you get for like that one last score. Like this is who you tried to pull the wool over your eyes. And it just brings me to a question for you. Would you, like, if you were already like, you know, a criminal, you went to jail, you're out, you're like trying to turn over a new leaf, would you like so quickly just like fall back to it, be like, ugh, I need money for my sick girlfriend, I'll just hit a bank really quick and I'll be good to go? Like, would you just like immediately do that, or what like do you think you would try to stay away a little bit longer?
I think it's a complicated question because it depends.
Okay.
I'm going to put myself in the current character's shoes.
Yeah.
Verbatim, he is described in the movie multiple times as a career criminal.
Yes.
Okay. So
That's a weird noise.
yeah.
that being said, like, let's say you were like, well, yeah, let's say you were like 30, and then, but you had been going in and out of jail for your whole life.
Yeah.
And let's say you like had like a decently long stretch the last time. So let's say it's like 5 to 7 years. And then you got out. It would be hard at that age to cope with like being out.
Yeah.
It would be easier for you in your mind to probably just commit a crime and go back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like his go-to, yeah.
So I would say my answer would be I wouldn't want to do it, but I probably would be easily swayed to. I would be probably more open to suggestion.
Understandable.
You know what I mean? Because it's like at that point, it's like when people are like, they do like, let's say like they have like a 25-year stretch and they get out and like a lot of them will like kill themselves.
Yeah.
Because they just can't cope with it. Like it's just so overwhelming. Like your world has been like an 11 by like, you know, whatever cell. Like it's like there's no
life outside.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, for like a quarter of a century, you know what I mean? Like that's a long time, you know, like, so yeah. So I don't know. So it'd be hard. That's what I would say. It'd be hard. Yeah. What about you?
Understandable. I mean, same thing. I feel like if I got out, I would be like, okay, I'm out. Like I cannot be doing this again.
For sure.
That's me.
Yeah.
But I do see somebody, again, it is unfortunately the vicious cycle of like, that's all you know, and that's how you solve your problems.
Sure.
Like, those are your skills, and that's what you're going to do. So if a loved one needs something from you, you're going to fall back on your skills that you already have. So I think it makes sense that he did that. I would hope for me that I would not fall back
I would
into
try.
that. That's kind of
I would try to earn it honestly. Of
Yeah.
course. Or like to me though, like
they do in John Q.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's like there are a lot of options financially when it comes to like aid. So it's like he literally didn't try it. And
he's like, I'll just rob a bank.
He's like, oh, we need some money. And she's like, don't commit a crime. And he's like, I'm gonna.
Literally, they like decided in a
like,
bathtub.
okay,
it's
dude,
like,
yeah.
okay, cool.
All right, man. Yeah. All right.
Gosh.
Like, how are you trying to? How are you thinking you're gonna get away with that?
Exactly. Well, apparently 60% do. Idiot.
He didn't even do like an Ocean's 11 thing where they like make him.
He did get away with it.
Like
though.
cool thing.
That's the
They're
thing.
like,
He
come
got
on,
away
dude.
with
Yeah.
it.
Well,
we learn a little bit more later.
Danny
about
Ocean
it,
can do it. I mean, I get it.
but, gosh.
Danny.
If Danny Ocean can do it, Danny Ocean's sister did it better.
True. So basically,
Not true. I can't believe you.
So basically, Warwick is like kind of unveiled himself as this like serial killer.
Yeah.
Where he like captures these people, and he's basically it seems. And also, too, like, do you remember that like video he shows him of him?
Yeah,
And
he's
it's,
like,
like,
this is a
very
video from my
disturbing.
last party that I had, and it's
Yeah.
just him like cutting himself like in
Yeah.
the stomach and chest. Like he's just sitting there in his
It's
underwear, just like
super
going
weird.
to town on himself.
Yeah, it's super weird. So it's just like this like strange thing where it's like, God, like this guy is crazy. Like it's just
Super.
like, yeah, and it's like so. Yeah, and that brings me to another pop quiz.
Hit me with it.
This is a really gnarly one,
Cool.
but I like this one. Trying to get away from that this week a little
Okay.
bit, but
I
I'm
mean,
doing
how
it
can
just
you?
a little
How
bit. I'm throwing
can
a
you?
jab
Yeah.
in once.
You're good.
So, and this goes back to this because I'm not going to spoil the end, but like this, the reason I chose this is because I want people to understand what was avoided at the end, because there's a lot at stake at the end for everyone, right?
For everyone, yeah.
Yeah. So
We'll get there in a moment.
So that being said, I'm going to pop quiz you on
Hit me with
what
it.
is the most life sentences received by a serial killer, and what I'm going to give you option wise, you're going to guess who got the most based on their name and their crime. So who you think got the most for the crime they
So you're going to
committed.
tell me the people's name and crime, and then
And
I
then-
guess who got the most,
Yep.
and then bonus points if I say how many.
You
they
can
got.
if you want. That'd be
Okay.
cool. Let's
Okay.
try it. Okay. All right. I
try it
guess
out.
I'm into your
I'm
enthusiasm.
bad at this.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to give you some names. So we got
Okay.
A. So we got Patrick Wood Crucius,
Ew.
which is just to give you an idea. So his
Yeah.
crime. So he's in 2023 he had the El Paso school shooting, killing 23 people.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
So these are the top people.
I was going to say, that's so recent.
So
but
I do
yeah.
want to say these people are all on the list of the highest. So it's not
Okay.
like they're all pretty bad. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Okay. So we have we have B is Terry Nichols. He has an obnoxious amount of counts of murder.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So a lot of murders.
A lot of murders. We have C is going to be Michael J. Devlin,
Fox.
who is convicted of kidnapping like a bunch of children.
Oh gosh.
And then we have a famous one, which is D, which is John Wayne Gacy, which he murdered 33 young men and boys.
Gosh.
Who do you think? Yeah, with their
Who do you think had the most
Yes.
life sentences? As sad as it is, I don't think homeboy that did the school shooting got a lot of life sentences.
Okay.
I think he went to jail for a very long time. It's
Okay.
Texas, so I think there's a
I'm
death
gonna.
penalty,
I'll just so
but-
everybody knows too. I'm gonna give you all of their life sentences at the end. I wrote them all
cool.
down.
You'll let me
so
know
yeah,
all of
you'll
them.
know.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. I mean, John Wayne Gacy was so prolific and he was so well known when he did it. I want to say it was him, but then also like, I mean, the second one where it was like a bunch, like you said, killed a bunch of people. I don't know, like, so like my brain,
Like a lot.
I feel like if you killed a bunch of people, if you were not going to be put to death, you would then serve the amount of life sentences for the people that you killed.
Okay.
So like in my brain, like, oh, you killed 99 people, you have 99 life sentences.
Okay, that makes sense.
And something that I learned, and I need you to correct me if I'm incorrect, a life sentence does not mean that you are in jail for life. A life sentence is, I think, 30 years.
I think it's 25 or 30.
25 or 30 years.
I think it depends on the state you're in.
Okay.
But I think it's around 25.
So I was always like, that's so
That's why it's
stupid. Why are they
25
getting
to
like,
life.
yeah,
Yeah.
why are they getting like 3 life sentences? That means they're going to jail for like 75 years.
Right, yeah.
So like, if you like, I think it's just like, I don't know why they call it a life sentence. Maybe that's what they deemed a life to be worth, is 25 to 30
I guess
years.
it depends because, like, yeah, like maybe based on like a human mortality rate, like age. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
maybe,
saying? It's like,
yeah.
okay, so like let's say you go in and you're 45, 25 years you'd be 70. You could probably die by then for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if not, you're certainly not going to be at huge risk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who knows?
Your life is over.
yeah.
I mean, you know
No,
what I mean?
honestly,
Like honestly.
honestly.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Okay, so
I think it's John Wayne Gacy. I think he had the most life sentences.
are you sure?
That's what I think.
Okay, so out of the list that I listed here, he has the least amount.
Damn.
And you're right though. He did get the amount of life sentences per victim.
Okay, so he had
So he got
33 life
33.
sentences.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
See, that makes sense to my brain. That's crazy. Okay.
Sometimes though, it depends because
Yeah.
some of these they're not because
If
this,
that's the lowest one,
Yeah.
go from the lowest to the highest. Hit me with those
okay,
numbers.
that's cool. I'll do
for
that.
me.
That's totally fine. And then the second to lowest is going to
Uh-huh.
be Michael J. Devlin.
Okay.
Which is kidnapping children. He got 74 life sentences. He did not kidnap 74 children. Though.
Okay.
I think he kidnapped under 50.
Again, it's
Still a lot, but,
children
like,
though,
that's
so
pretty-
it's like
yeah,
that's like
it's pretty
super
bad, yeah.
severe.
So
Ewy.
meanwhile, to keep in mind, like the school shooter is still. I haven't said this
Yeah.
yet. Okay, so because again, like number of victims, you said it could be, but it might not be.
Yeah.
Because the school shooter, because it's also I think I'm not sure, but it's 2023 when it happened. That's a hot topic. So
Well, I
like
was
he's
gonna
gonna
say-
he's gonna get punished.
Yeah,
like, for
they're
sure.
making okay.
Yeah.
So he got the second most.
He had the second most.
Oh gosh, How
He
many
got,
life
and I'm not trying to
sentences?
be like this, but like when it comes to spree killer people or serial killers, he's second on the list. Period.
That's crazy for life sentences.
Yeah,
How many did he get?
90.
I was gonna say someone's gonna have 99
90.
life sentences.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What a
So
bastard.
Terry Nichols,
Terry Nichols.
many, many, many counts of murder.
Did they say how many counts of
I-
murder?
So because this is why I specifically didn't do this for you
Okay.
because I want to make it hard for you
Of course.
and deceive you.
Which
know?
you did.
His is the number of kills that he had.
Okay. So how many people did he
161 life sentences.
kill? Oh
He's an American.
my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. 161.
So he killed
161 times
161
25 or 30.
Let's
for
say
years.
30.
How many years is that?
161 times 30.
Yeah.
I want to do this. I was going to do it in my head. It's actually, yeah, I know it. It's 480, over 480 years.
That's crazy.
480
No, that wouldn't make sense. It's way more than that. It's way more than that.
times 30. So 161 times 30. Oh, I missed a decimal point.
That. Yeah.
It's 4,830 years.
Yeah. At least it wasn't a death sentence, right? There you go.
Wouldn't it be crazy if they had the technology to keep you alive for that long?
Ooh.
They're like, you are living through these
What if they
sentences.
cryo froze you till then?
No, because then you sleep.
What if they somehow made it so that your brain would work?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they just prolonged your life.
Ooh.
And, like, if you got killed in a prison riot, they just bring you back. Like, nope, you're not getting out that easy.
That's so gross.
You had to live through all those years.
Yeah, that's so gross.
That's crazy.
Okay, so that was my one gnarly one for the episode.
4,800
Sorry, everybody,
years.
if anyone didn't like that, but it was interesting. I thought. I thought it's fascinating, just because like that is like.
Oh, that's incredible.
It would be hard to process that when they told you that. Like they were like, I'd be like, okay, like like at
what am I
that
supposed
point,
to do
it's
at
like,
this point?
okay,
Oh
yeah,
my
like,
gosh. That's crazy. Well, oh gosh. Hit us with part 3. Wrap this baby up. Tell us what's going on.
okay, so
That's really messed up, dude.
Calm down. Oh my god.
okay. Anyways, basically the night goes on and it's like super, well, I guess early but late. It's early in the morning but late at night because they haven't slept, so it's like 4 a.m. or something like that, right? 6 o'clock is coming around. John is obviously like anticipating violence.
Yeah.
You know,
like he's just like ready to go at this point. Yep.
he knows like the end of the story, at this point. And he is trying to manipulate Warwick. So he basically sees a chessboard and he's like, I am your guest still, right? And like Warwick is still like a good host.
Yeah.
He's
He's still like fully in it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, like, well, I'll play a game with you, like for sure. Like, and basically he's like, I don't know how to play. And Warwick's like, oh, I'll show you. And like, again, super kind. And in a weird, awkward way.
Yeah.
It's super weird. And I don't want to go too heavy into it because like you really should watch the movie. You have no
Yeah.
excuse. It's streaming on things.
You have no excuse.
No, you should watch it because it's really well done and it's really silly. It's like
Yeah.
it's so dark, but
It's
so funny.
crazy.
Yeah.
It was way better than I was expecting.
Yeah. But basically, like he's like, well, if I win, like, how about you like let me go and like, if you win, I don't remember what he get. He couldn't figure out really like something. I don't remember what he told him he would get.
I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta watch it to find out.
And he's like, okay, cool. Like, I'll do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then
deal with him.
yeah,
Deal with the devil.
but he like basically hustles him, and
For
like
sure.
he's been playing pool forever. Like does like a flashback of him playing pool or pool.
Pool? I was gonna say chess.
Chess. It's
like pool.
and him being like a chess master guy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So he beats the crap out of Warwick.
Dude, like out of nowhere,
Wipes
just
the
checks
floor
makes
with
him.
him.
Yeah.
He gets
Checks
super
makes him.
crappy about it, obviously, but he cuts him free. And then like he overpowers Warwick and like they fight and they scramble. And like eventually like at the end of the day, like
I'm back.
then and I forgot too, because in the beginning like he goes into Warwick's house and there's like a fireplace that's really cool. And then there's like these sick katanas like
over
swords,
the fire.
like ninja swords above. And so like in the tussle, like John grabs like a tanto, like a small, like
a tiny little knife.
yeah, like
basically,
yeah, and he goes to jab it into Warwick, and it's
Yeah.
one of those like Halloween, like
It's the
retractable
fake one.
blades.
Like he totally like
Yeah.
stabs and
He
works
gets
like
him,
and
and then he laughs,
then he just
yeah.
like is totally fine.
So you realize
it's a
it's
whole
fake,
charade. Yeah,
and it's like a weird. It's kind of weird because, like I said, like nothing else in the house is fake. That's the thing.
yeah.
So
He
it's
had a
kinda
real
just like
knife, real everything.
yeah,
like,
and like honestly, like thinking back on it, like just making a movie like that, it was quite random. Like it's a random thing
Yeah.
to just like be like, oh, okay. But
I
it's
mean,
a
I think
foreshadow.
Warwick would have like placed it there.
Yeah, but this is
Yeah.
foreshadowing.
Yeah.
But at the time, nothing has been fake yet.
Yeah,
Other than like Warwick like lying about him being weird, but like other than that though, like nothing has been.
Yeah.
So it was just like a weird thing where I was like, why would you just have like a fake knife like
Just out of
randomly?
nowhere,
Yeah.
seriously.
But then basically like it's fake. Warwick overpowers him. Basically he wakes up and he's like, this is so funny to me. He's not hidden in any way, and he's out on the street.
Well, that's the thing.
Like,
yeah,
in
they,
war.
they play it off where like basically you watch kind of the culmination of it, and like we're all under the impression that John was just killed.
Yeah.
Like it cuts to the next morning, like Warwick is like walking around, or no, he's like sitting in his back porch, like drinking coffee with like all of the fake people in his head, and they're all just sitting there. And then it like cuts to like Warwick's trash. And you just see John's body lying in the trash. Like he has a slashed throat. He's got like
and it's
wounds
like
all
broad
over
daylight,
him.
just like
Broad daylight. Like the neighbor sees the body and like calls the police. Like actually sees what's going on. And then John out of nowhere just opens his eyes and stands up.
and he's good.
He's like totally
good.
fine.
And you're like
There's
super
a huge
confused.
slash on his throat, like
Gash
wounds all
in his
over
face,
him. Yeah. So he's just like walking and then like continue. Sorry.
And he's like picking at his face and like whatever. And then he like picks at his neck and then he's picking it and picking
It's
it.
like,
and
wait,
then
what is this?
Yeah, and it peels off and it's like literally one of those like Halloween prosthetics that you get at like Spirit of
all of the
Halloween.
wounds he has around his body are all fake.
So and Warwick, then it kind of like shows you he has like this big makeup box and like he does like all this special effects. So it's like this like really weird dark hobby of his that he does. So he like photographs people like pretending that they're dead.
Yeah, he's like pretending to kill these people.
And it's really weird. So he like obviously like busts ass. Like he just like gets out of there. Like because I would do the same thing.
Like, all right,
obviously.
I got out. Like I'm good. Let's
Super
go.
weird. Like crazy traumatic thing that happened just now. Like for sure. And then it's so funny because then it flashes back and Warwick gets like a knock on his door. And it's a cop, and you're like, "Oh, it's coming."
Like
they're going to
he's
question
getting
him
caught.
a little
Yeah,
bit. Like,
like
they're gonna figure it
they
out.
called the cops on him.
And this cop is like, "You know what? Good morning, Lieutenant." And you realize, like, oh my god, dude, he's
Warwick's
a
the
freaking
lieutenant.
cop.
Yeah,
like, yeah,
he's a
is
detective
cop.
lieutenant. Yeah,
And he's the cop, and he not only that, but he knows John because he's a cop. He knows John is at large.
he knew. Yeah, he
whole
knew
time.
he was a
The whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah. And
Which is kind of crazy that he let him go.
I know, right? So he
But
lets him go.
He only let him go for a little bit.
Because this is kind of interesting. So he lets him go, which is funny. He lets him go so basically he can follow him to know where the money is.
Yeah.
So
he wants the money for
because he
himself.
knows he's going to go after the money. So that he stole because he stashed the money.
Exactly.
It also comes to full circle that basically John's girlfriend, I don't remember her name.
I don't remember it at all.
Penelope?
Penelope, I think.
Yeah.
What a breathtaking name.
She was his co-conspirator.
Yeah, she
and-
worked at the bank.
Right, and she
was
worked
the teller at the bank.
and they found out. So they all know now, and John knows. But basically, like she double crosses him, and she like fakes where she's supposed to meet up with him,
Yeah.
and like tries to go somewhere else to take the money from him. But he kind of is like pretty crafty.
Again,
he's
he's
a
a
career,
career
criminal.
criminal,
Yeah,
yeah.
So and she is not. So like so he ends up like catching up with her, and
Yeah.
is like, I'm taking the money, and like whatever. So he dips out, and like you think at first like, oh my god, he's gonna get away. Because it's in a parking structure that they're meeting. So
Yeah.
he goes down the parking structure, gets to the window, and you're like, damn, dude, finally.
He like
this
has
guy's
like he's trying to
kinda
get
getting
out.
a break
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Like, he's like,
he has the ticket.
yeah,
he's like, I'm gone. Like I'm
Okay.
done with this.
Yeah, and it's almost like, at least on his end, it's like, okay, well, at least all this is worth it. To
Yeah,
an
you
extent.
finally
know
got
what I mean?
through
Yeah.
this nonsense.
Gets to the window, and there's a gun in his face, and it's Warwick. And Warwick was waiting there, ready to go.
Yep.
Literally, like, just immediately takes the money from him, basically.
Yeah.
And is
He's like, listen,
yeah, we're good. You
get
can
out of here. I'm
Yeah.
taking the money.
He lets him
Like,
go,
you
which
have no
is
choice.
cool. You did do this
Lets him
illegally.
go.
That's not
Well,
your
that's
money.
the
So what do
thing.
you expect? You're a
Yeah,
thief,
you don't
know
get
what I
all the
mean?
money. You're the thief.
Yeah.
But also, like, he's kind of got dirt on you. So he's like, listen, if you want to get out of here with your life, just go.
Yeah,
Like, get
and
out
we're
of here.
good. Like we're square. Yeah, we're
exactly.
square. Yeah. So he dips out, and
So, like, in a span of
It's-
10 minutes in the movie, you realize that John is not dead. The guy who was terrorizing him is the lieutenant.
he has a cop.
The girlfriend was in on the robbery the whole time. She was the teller that he robbed.
Yeah.
She's not even sick.
Yeah, no,
She
she's not
faked her
sick.
sickness to
So
get
that
the money.
He could rob the bank. From
Yeah.
him. So cold.
She double crosses
So
him,
cold.
so he double crosses her, gets out. Warwick ends up being there the whole time. And he's like, give me the money and you're out. He ends up giving him a couple $1,000s to like get out of the country, basically.
Right.
He drives down to Mexico. They're in
Yeah,
LA or something.
100%.
And he just like drives off to Mexico, and you'd think that the story is over there. But of course, there's just got to be one last little bit.
Go
Hit us with that last little bit. Or do you want me to?
Go ahead.
So months later, they're still at the detective bureau and they're like talking. And the other detective that was like trying to figure this out the whole time, he is like going over his mail. He's opening his mail and he gets a piece of mail from Mexico. And he's like, what the heck is this? So he rips it open, he opens it up, and it's a Polaroid that Warwick took of Warwick and John while Warwick was like terrorizing
Drugging him
John.
and like
drugging him.
being
So he
crazy.
took like
At
a
his
selfie
at his house,
Polaroid
on his
at
couch.
his house. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has this Polaroid and he's like, oh my gosh, like Warwick is a part of this. I need to like kind of bust him a little bit. Like he's a dirty cop. So he brings up to Warwick and he's like, listen, like what is this? What's going on? He kind of like, he like tries to like, you know, I don't want to, he like tries to like step around it, but he ends up going like, listen, like, what is this picture? This is a Polaroid of you and John. Like, were you in cahoots with him? Did you also help Rob? Like, what
Right.
happened? He doesn't really like put it two and two together that it was like the dinner party because no one knows
He's
about
just
his dinner
questioning.
parties. He's
Yeah.
like, what is this? And Warwick's like, well, it's obviously fake. It was fabricated. It was photoshopped. Like, it's 2010. Like, they can like doctor photos. And he's like, no,
sure.
this is a Polaroid. Like,
Yeah,
how did you
right.
do this? So Warwick's like, we have to look into it. We have to figure out how he's like faking Polaroids.
He's playing it off well.
He's like totally like, obviously there's no way I can do this. I'm the lieutenant. So they're like talking about it. And the detective's like, I really don't trust you. Like, I don't believe this. I don't know how you cannot be this. So the movie ends with Warwick just being like, listen, I'm having some people over for dinner tonight. Just come over. We'll talk about it. Like, we'll figure this out. It's fine. Bring the photo. Like, we'll just talk about it tonight. Do you drink red or white wine? And basically just setting up that
He
he's
goes red
not-
and he's like, fantastic.
yeah, he's like, perfect.
Yeah.
So he basically already knows that he's just going to do this again
Yeah.
to the detective. And this time, the detective might not be able to get out
He might be
as well
gone
as John
forever.
does.
Yeah. Really.
So,
funny.
I mean, about 27 different twists and turns in this
Yeah.
movie. Because, like, you're watching it and you think you know how it goes. Okay, you know, perfect host. Oh, this, like, career criminal. He's going to break into this house. He's going to take advantage of this guy and he's going to get away free. Okay. Oh, big surprise. He broke into, like, a psychopath's house and now, like, John's going to get it. Okay. Okay, well, John didn't die. Oh, well, he's a cop. Oh, well, there was no sickness. Oh, well, they didn't even get the money. And it's just like boom, boom, boom. It just hits you so hard. It's so freaking good.
Yeah.
Great movie. It's streaming on stuff. You need to watch it. It's incredible. And this is like definitely more of like a thriller. There's some scary bits to it, but definitely more of a thriller. A really good, almost like dark comedy. It was just a great kind of way to like, I mean, it's still a pretty dark movie, but definitely kind of like lighten the mood a little bit.
For sure.
Compared to like A Cure for Wellness where everyone's dying and poison and eels and shit. But
it's wild. Yeah. That was a weird movie.
it was really, what, Cure for Wellness? Or
Yeah. It was a weird movie.
it was heavy. But yeah, perfect host, perfect movie. It was a great thriller.
Perfect
I
host,
really enjoyed
Perfect
it.
Yost.
Really low budget, really quick production time. I think they did a great job with what it is. Like, it feels a step up from like a made for TV movie, but I thought it was really good.
Heck yeah.
Do you have another pop quiz for me, dog?
I have a pop quiz and a question.
Oy vey.
Wait.
Hit me with both. Oh. Eh.
Okay.
I don't like the last question I came up
my
with.
question first.
Okay, cool. Hit me
This is
with
a weird question, but I thought about this.
Here we go.
You're John.
I'm John.
You went through all this. 'Cause
Yes.
John didn't die.
John didn't die. He
John's
did
in Mexico
everything-
or something.
He did everything but.
Yeah, he's in Mexico right now. How is this affecting you after you?
I think this might have been what it took to scare him straight, hopefully.
Yeah. Do you think it would traumatize you or no?
I think it traumatized him because, like, in the movie, it's a couple months between when he gets to Mexico until he sends the photo. So I think he got to Mexico and he's just counting his lucky stars. He's like, how did I get out of this?
Okay.
Like, yeah, it would have been cool to have $300,000, but I got out of this with my life. I
Sure.
was supposed to die this whole time.
Right.
Like, I was supposed to go back to jail. I was supposed to die. All this stuff happened. Like, I'm good. I'm somehow alive in Mexico. I can start a new life. Like, I hope he's just like hard resetting.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of got to him for a little bit. He was really scared of Warwick, but then I think he just ended up being like, you know what? F this. Like, I'm done. Like, he needs to go down. He's going to do this to other people. He's like a dirty, rotten, nasty cop. Like, we need to get rid of him. So that's when I think he sent the photo. But I think he's just trying to like reset and like figure this out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
What about you? What do you think?
That would mess me up a little bit. I feel like I'd be weirded out by that
Oh,
a lot. I would move as far away as possible.
Oh, I'd be
Like,
done.
yeah,
like,
I
I'd
would
be like,
yeah.
okay, new life. I forgot you asked me what I would do. I would be like, I'm good.
Yeah,
like,
I
this
would
is the
be-
reset I need.
Yeah, it would
like,
weird
I'm
me
out.
out.
Yeah.
But it would also humble me I think.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I thought it was
so
hot.
that's
Yeah,
sometimes you
nope.
need to be faced with that to be, I get it. It's rock bottom. That's rock bottom, dude.
It's rock lobster.
It's 100%
Yeah,
rock
dude.
lobster. Okay, so now we're going to dive into our last pop quiz, which I think is actually pretty cool.
Pip quiz.
And I'm going to talk about it for a second, then I'll give you my pop quiz.
Pop off, girl.
The interesting thing about this movie to me, a good thing about it at least that I've noticed, is the distribution and shift of karma throughout the movie. It's interesting. Because if you think about it realistically, the only real person that didn't get away with anything was his girlfriend, who was like the betrayer.
Yeah.
That was it.
She betrayed. She got in
But
trouble. She got taken
the
out.
person that was originally innocent, which is Warwick,
Yeah.
got away. Fine.
For most of it.
He's totally
I mean,
fine.
yeah,
and
he still
was
got away with it, yeah.
rewarded
Yeah.
at the end, and John got away. Right, so like,
yeah.
but they're both bad. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it was like weird. But then John gets karma from Warwick, and Warwick got karma a little bit from John.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like this. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Like it shifts throughout, and it's kind of funny because I only find myself feeling bad for Warwick
Yeah.
ever. I don't ever feel bad for John. Not really. I mean, like,
Yeah.
what do you expect? I mean, like, honestly, like
You came in here guns
and what's the
a-blazing.
difference between
Yeah.
you stepping into his house and him blowing your head off?
True.
I mean, like, really, like, you know what I mean? At least you left alive, and you got away with the crime you originally committed and that crime.
Yeah. He's a part
What
of
do
the
you
60%,
want? You know what
baby.
I'm saying? Like, yeah, right. So that being said, I was thinking about this. Where does the concept of karma originate from?
I might know this one.
Is it A, Hinduism, B, Christianity, C, Taoism,
Taoism, yep.
and D, Roman mythology?
So I do think I know this one.
Okay.
Funny enough, I learned about this from the movie The Matrix, the third Matrix movie, Matrix Revolutions.
I don't like that movie.
I love that.
That's boring.
I believe it is a concept of Hinduism because I know for a fact it isn't Christianity. I think it's Hinduism.
Bang, bang, bang.
Bang,
That is
bang.
correct. The concept of karma originated in the Rig Veda, a collection of Hindu religious and psychological texts from the Bronze Age. The word karma comes from the Sanskrit word karman, meaning action. Yeah, it's interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
I always think about that. That's a really, really great scene in the Matrix Revolutions. Neo's in this like midway point, like he's in between like the real world and the Matrix.
Yeah.
And he's talking to a program who is an Indian man, who is a Hindu man, and not a Hindu man, he's a man who practices Hinduism, and he like Neo is having such a hard time thinking about how a computer program can believe in karma. And
Right.
he basically is like, listen, karma's just a word, much like love. And like,
Yeah.
he's just being like, you equate this word with the feelings that you have, but the feelings you have isn't love. That's just a word.
Right, yeah.
The like universe balancing itself out is not karma. Karma is a word.
Right, yeah.
Like this is a
It's just
different
happening.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's
right.
just, it's a really, I love that movie because that's
interesting.
one of the more like heady psychological
like
ones.
philosophical ones.
Yeah. Oh, we really need to watch the Matrix movies
could.
here soon.
We'll
I
do it.
love them so much.
But yeah.
You don't have to watch the fourth one.
Anyways,
That was a great movie.
it's a good movie. The Perfect
Crazy.
Host. Take a look at it. What is it on again?
Max and the Roku channel.
Max and Roku. If you have Roku TV, I believe that channel's free.
I think so. Yeah, it comes
Pretty
with
sure it is, yeah.
Which is cool. I love
It's
that.
very cool. Yeah, let us know what you think. Like, subscribe,
Yada yada.
watch
yada.
it on YouTube. Because you can see my tomato.
Yeah, you can.
yeah.
Just a reminder: you can watch our podcast on YouTube and Spotify. If you listen to our podcast on Spotify, unlock your phone and look at it because the video is also playing at the same time.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, it plays on Spotify.
That's legit. Okay.
Let's play a game. It's called Who Doesn't Listen to Our Podcast After I post it. And
There's
then-
a difference between listening to it and watching it, so take it easy, boy.
Blah. You need to speak to me in words and not guttural sounds. Blah. And then on Apple Podcasts, you just listen to it. But Apple Podcasts has AI generated transcripts. So
That's
it
cool.
writes out everything that we talk about. I think Spotify
exciting.
does that too.
That's nice.
Crazy.
Very nice.
But yeah,
that's better for
that's
you.
better for you.
Okay. Thanks for listening.
Wait.
Wait.
What movie are we talking about
Oh,
next week?
Shiza. We're going to be
Manelli.
talking about a newer movie that
Very
just
new movie.
came out on digital.
No, DVD. It came out on
DVD. You
digital a while
can't.
ago.
Yeah, you can't stream it, unfortunately. But
Can't stream it
it's
anywhere.
pretty. I'd say it's pretty. Well, I would say it's pretty worth a donut. I'd say it is. I would.
She's
No, I
had a
would.
hard time with this movie.
I had a
It's
hard
one of
time,
my favorite
but I
horror
like
movies.
that I have it.
Yes.
I will.
It's a
yeah.
great one to have in collection. It's definitely like this is kind of like a milestone horror movie.
It's a
I
good
think
one.
this is a very good depiction of horror in 2024.
Yeah. I agree.
Um,
And that movie is
Longlegs.
Longleggy. I saw it 4 times in theaters.
Whoa.
It's so good. I think I'm going to buy it on digital when I get home.
That's wild.
It's so good. I love that movie.
It's insane.
Watch that movie, please. Figure out how to watch it. I think to rent it, it's like an astronomical amount of money, but you should really watch
Yeah,
it.
that's insane. That stuff nowadays.
It's
crazy.
better for you.
It's better for you.
So watch the movie. It's great. We're going to talk about it next week. It's so freaking good. It's one of my favorite movies. I think I'm going to convince my sisters. No, because then they'll listen to it. We're trying to have like a sibling horror movie situation, and Jane is dragging her feet because she doesn't want to watch any horror movies. But I want to watch horror movies. Me and Megan are about it. Megan watched Hereditary with me, and then she couldn't sleep. She went over to my parents' house and slept on the couch. I think. I don't know. She might not have slept that night.
Whatever. Okay.
yeah.
Anyways,
We're done with the episode.
we're done.
Any
Everybody.
last,
No, I'm good.
okay.
Everybody have a wonderful night, day, evening. Thank you for listening. Check out the movie, and we'll talk soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.